Okay, so this is a lecture on Introduction to Veterinary Mycology. Mycology is the study of fungus. So we talk about fungus. How can we define fungus? So fungus are eukaryotic non-photosynthetic microbes which contain cell wall which is made up of chitin and polysaccharides. Okay, so this is a basic definition of fungi. Now these points I have covered, these we will discuss later in the chapter. So now if we talk about respiration of fungi, then fungi respires by three methods, that is aerobic, facultative anaerobic and obligate or strict anaerobic. So aerobic, that is at 25 degrees Celsius. Facultative means any fungus which is facultative. Anaerobic means that fungus is basically anaerobic but can survive in the presence of oxygen. And strict or obligate anaerobic means that it cannot survive in the presence of oxygen, it will die in the presence of oxygen. That is ruminal fungi, the fungi found in the rumen. Okay. Now if we talk about their habits or habitats, then there are three major type of habitats: saprobes, parasitic and commensals. So saprobes means that is saprophytes. Majority of the fungus are saprophytes, that is they survive on dead and decaying organic matter. Parasitic, which causes infections, and this causes opportunistic infection is the part of parasitic only. And commensals means that it is a form of symbiotic relationship. Commensalism is a form of symbiotic relationship or mutualism in which the fungus or any organism will live with the host without harming the host. Okay. Some produces mycotoxins, so again parasitic. 1 lakh fungus species have been discovered. So now this point, main morphological form, there are two main morphological forms of fungus, mold and yeast. So mold, they grow as branching filament called hyphae, and yeast, they are over spherical, they have oval or spherical appearance. Okay, and network of this hyphae in mold is called mycelium. Okay, now there are two terms, teleomorph and anamorph. So teleomorph, it is the form of fungal species during its sexual reproducing life cycle. When the fungus is reproducing sexually, then that phase is represented by a term which is called teleomorph, and when it is reproducing asexually, that is represented by the term called anamorph. These two terms are important. Now classification of fungi. So there are various groups within fungi: dermatophyte, aspergillus, yeast, dimorphic fungi, zygomycete, and mycotoxin producing fungi. So here we should not discuss everything. Okay, these are separate chapters in itself. So this. Now fungi with no sexual stage is kept in the group called Deuteromycota or fungi imperfecti. So any fungi whose teleomorphic stage is not discovered, teleomorphic, that is sexual reproducing life cycle phase of fungus is not discovered, then it is kept in Deuteromycota or fungi imperfecti. 7 phyla in the kingdom fungi have been discovered, but out of these only 3 phyla are of veterinary importance. Can be learned by the mnemonic ABZ, that is Ascomycota, Basidiomycota and Zygomycota. So that is the mnemonic. Now fungi, two forms, we already discussed these points. Now this table is kind of important because it represents the incubation temperature for various groups of fungi. So dermatophyte grows at 25 degrees Celsius, aspergillus grows at 35 to 37 degrees Celsius, yeast, any yeast, whether pathogenic or non-pathogenic, grows at 37 degrees Celsius, and mold grows at 25 degrees Celsius, and zygomycetes grows at 34 degrees Celsius. Not important at all, differential diagnosis. The last point of this chapter is that mechanism involved in fungal diseases. So there are 3 mechanisms by which a fungus causes diseases. There is mycosis, mycotoxicosis, and induction of hypersensitivity. Mycosis, that is tissue invasion. Mycotoxicosis, that is toxin production. And induction of hypersensitivity, that is fungus will be able to induce hypersensitivity in the tissues.